The Match Ball.
Welcome to the show. It's the Match Ball for the Accrington FA Cup fourth round tie. Dan, Michael and Rob with you here for the show. Brought to you with Levi Solicitors. 10% discount on your legal fees. levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. It's 15% on wills, conveyancing and probate. Yes.
Yeah.
Until the end of January 2023, which is a few days from now. It coincides with the window. Follow the window, do the will. That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the probate.
But don't Leeds United it and wait till 10 to midnight to try and buy a house.
And then try and scribble your own will on the back of a
it'd be too late.
Napkin or something. Don't do that. Speak to Levi's. levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Fifth round, gentlemen, of the FA Cup.
Is that what happens next?
I think we do it again, don't we? Yeah, so on and so forth.
Well, bloody hell. It's good, isn't it?
It was nice to sort of get what feels, I guess, in the end will look like a routine win. Wasn't routine all throughout, was it? There was quite a lot of shots we conceded, of some harem-scarum defensive moments, but ultimately we got through.
We were pretty terrible for a lot of it. We're about good enough. Just about good enough is what I will say.
Yeah, we were a bit slack in possession. There's nothing there new there, is there really, for the early stretch of the game. But I think once we got that goal, it kind of deflated them in the end. The quality told, didn't it?
It was all right, wasn't it? It was all right. That bad. There seems to be a lot of people angry on Twitter. And I just thought, well, we've done what we needed to do. Scored 3 good goals. Harrison's beautiful opener. I think, admittedly before that, I was a bit... I've got a slight...
this is the thing. Why does everything have to be distilled down into some sort of either crisis? It's either crisis or it's completely brilliant, and it's never somewhere in between. It's football, isn't it? There's still 22 players on the pitch, and you've got to beat the opponent that's in front of you, and it's not just a case of turning up and beating them. You've got to work it out, haven't you? And as Bamford said in the post-match interview on the BBC, Leeds started a bit slow, took a little time to adjust to their style, but they did it in the end. Yeah,
I guess it's just sort of past experience, and it's the whole thing of the BBC choosing to broadcast it, ITV choosing to broadcast the last round at Cardiff. We've got Phil Hay writing about all our cup embarrassments yesterday.
We did a podcast about
Yes, exactly. We've got the guy.
That's the one you should be talking about. Never mind.
Sorry, I've forgotten about that already. And then, it was early on when I think it was router Wi-Fi. He forgot to react to a quick free kick, and then there was Verba sort of shanking a clearance behind him to Meslier. And there was just a sense of, right, don't do this, because we've sort of seen this before. I think it was, I noted down after 14 minutes, Dan, you were shouting for us to hold on for a draw. But no, Harrison's goal, beautiful, and that settled it all down, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, the first 15 minutes, they had 6 chances to our 1, so it looked a little bit...
Yeah, they didn't have anything that was close to a goal, did they? But everything seemed to be attracted to Meslier. But it was one of those things, they got across in the first couple of minutes, and I said to Rob, I've almost not considered that we might lose this. Because I thought, well, we've got enough...
You Premier League arrogant pig.
I know, but I looked at the team and I thought, well, that's a pretty strong team. We've surely got enough to win this game. And we did in the end. But as they were putting across it in the opening minutes, I was like, fuck, there's another 11 people on this pitch. They still could do this.
It was weird how it was that exact same moment. I even said to you, I had the same thought at the same time. It was just seeing that cross come in on a bit of a crap pitch and you going oh, fuck yeah, there is a chance that they score, isn't there?
But in the end, we did what we needed to do. I mean, let's talk about that Harrison goal. Because, so they probably had the early running, hadn't they? Like I say, without getting too many clear-cut chances or anything like that. But then Harrison picked that up. Was it a nice layoff from Pat or a lucky layoff from Pat? One of the two. Or both?
It was a stretch, wasn't it? But he kept it moving on.
Yeah.
So we'll give him the credit.
Well, he gets the assist. That's all the record books are going to show. I mean, what a finish that was.
He did that.
What a way to sign off his Leeds career.
I'd say that. He's great. I don't want Jackie to leave. But yeah, he did that at Watford last season, and it reminded me a bit of Strauch's goal in re-season. It was against Sociedad, where he just arrowed it into the far corner. But yeah, beautiful strike.
And Bamford was good. I know we said we're not necessarily giving him full credit for that assist. But generally speaking, I thought he played very well.
He got another assist, didn't he, as well?
His assist for Firpo was beautiful.
That was lovely.
Junior bloody Firpo.
Bergkamp-esque touch to Junior Firpo. It's the moment we've all dreamed of.
Let's talk about Junior Firpo then, shall we? Have we found his natural position now?
What, left wing?
Yeah. Because he can't defend.
No, he can't, can he?
He just can't defend. He's not a defender.
There was that bit, I think it was in the first, if I made a note, at 15 minutes. Their winger just went past him. He didn't do a trick or anything. He just ran past him.
Just kicked it past him and ran.
And he didn't even seem particularly quick. At no other point in the game did I think, they've got a quick player here. We need to keep an eye on him. But in that moment, just kicked it down the line and ran after it. And Firpo's just defensively so square. But anyway,
let's not do that to him today. He
No,
scored a
I
goal.
know, I know.
Everyone was singing if Firpo scores were on the pitch.
And did
He
they go on the
scores a
pitch?
goal.
No, they didn't.
Although there was Rasmus joining the celebration, sort of beckoning them on. No, don't do this.
It's an FA charge, that, Rasmus. It's an FA charge. But what minute was that? I'm just looking down. 66 minutes, and then we put it to bed, didn't we? 68 with Sinistera for the 3-0, which was nicely taken, to be fair, because I was screaming blue murder even at the replay that the ball should have been put across. Was it Harrison who picked it up on the left? Was it at that point?
Yeah.
That he should have gone early and centred it to. Was it Ruter at that point? It was in the middle.
Yeah, even when Sinistera put it in, Ruth was sort of doing a fucking pass it, and then Sinistera sort of came over to him. But yeah, I love you.
Let's talk about Ruter as well. What did you make to him today on his debut?
I thought he looked fairly lively.
Joel's in the comments saying he's giving him Jimmy Kebe vibes. Like, come on,
that's harsh.
He's just had a come back from a winter break in Germany. His new teammates playing in an FA Cup tie on a League One ground. He's a little bit fish out of water at the minute. He'll find his level, won't he? He'll be fine. But that's tickled me, that. Jimmy Kebe vibes. Just 175-minute performance, that's it. Write him off.
We're all scarred, aren't we? It was like walking out of Ellen Road after one of the last games, and someone behind me went, "Oh, do you know, Sinistera, I just don't think he's done much since he's come back." I was like, he's played 20 minutes. Give the guy a chance.
Yeah. No, I thought Rutter was all right. He probably had enough half chances that he would have hoped to have scored, wouldn't he? There was one in the side netting, the one early on that he dragged it wide of the post, and yeah, there were chances, and there was the one that he should have had. The easy chance he should have had was when Sinistera shot, when the obvious pass obvious pass was to just square it to Rutter, who would have probably just tapped it in from there. But
he kind of looked, when he was taken off, I don't know, did you think he looked disappointed reading his body language? Not necessarily that he was taken off, but that he hadn't got a goal.
Don't know. Might have been tired.
Yeah. Yeah, you would be when you're running around for 75 minutes.
But yeah, as you said, he's not played in ages. So
I really like the look of him. He's just got that little bit of something about him. Comfortable with the ball at his feet, which probably will be useful, because not all of our players did at all times during this game.
No. We didn't really ever get hold of it in midfield, I didn't think. Seemed to be the main issue. And we were just, defensively, it felt like we were doing a lot of just smacking it clear. Which, given, this is probably unfair, but given the level of opposition, you think surely we can create something a bit better than this, than just twatting it away.
Yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? But I don't know.
Mate, I'm willing on a day like this, when the pitch is a bit crap and it's lower league opposition, you know it's going to be like a tough physical game. I kind of think sometimes you just got to do it, haven't you? Like it was still we weren't perfect. It wasn't beautiful and easy on the eye, but they deserved to win. They did more than enough. They scored 3 good goals. Like sometimes you just think that's how football works. The opposition do sometimes have chances, and it can be a bit difficult. And Christ knows we've lost enough of those games to know that you can easily kind of slip up. Whereas today, bit of a shaky start, but got to grips with it, I thought. And
you're facing opposition with changes to the team, but you're also facing opposition who are approaching the game vastly different to a lot of Premier League teams. They're just set up differently, don't they? And they're saying on the radio when I was driving in, it looked like Accrington had set up to sort of pack the midfield and try and keep things compact in there so we couldn't pass through the middle as we tend to like to do. So you have just sometimes got to find your feet in these games, haven't you? And find a way to win, which we did. Yeah,
and there were some fairly scary moments for us defensively, but they didn't carve out good chances, did they? Whereas we had several that were on a plate.
Yeah.
So it's unfair to compare the chances of either side, but yeah, it was certainly a long way off a complete performance.
It helps that their best chances seem to fall to their Leeds fan.
Yes,
who kept doing his best to miss them.
Rogers, wasn't it?
Harvey Rogers,
Kenny,
I think. Kenny Rogers,
Harvey Rogers,
Brendan.
Harvey, yeah.
Harvey Rogers Leeds. There's Sean Euster.
God bless him. Yeah, you think when it happens sort of 2 or 3 times, it's just not going to be your day. When your moment's there for you to kind of just to cement a lifelong memory, I guess it would be if he scores against Leeds, being a Leeds fan. Because I know I would obviously do the same as him. I would have the good grace to miss.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an option, would it?
Like, do you remember when Michael Bridges said that about Newcastle? Like, just jokingly said, "Yeah, when I missed that chance for Leeds at St James's Park, then it's probably for the best," or whatever it was that he said. And he was just joking, but everybody got really narked about it, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think he was deliberately missing this lad.
Be interested to see the post match comments, how they unpack that.
Bamford seemed to have liked it. He was on the BBC just before it went off. He was
just happy to be playing, isn't he?
Laughing and joking, wasn't he? Having a good time.
There was the nice moment where the audio picks him up calling someone a daft twat in the first half. After there was a bit of a squaring up, it was the guy that looked a bit like Michael McIntyre So trying to start.
You weren't having that, were you?
I didn't see it myself.
I did. It was his hair.
He had the hair, didn't he?
Yeah. In particular, yeah. There was a number of chances. I've written down the sort of clear-cut chances, and we had a number. Like we had there's the Bamford offside one that followed the goal a few minutes after that. The Rocker deflected shot as well. It was a little bit unlucky. That's the one that got taken over the top. Sinisterra hit the post as well. 36 minutes.
That was an excellent save.
And I very much enjoyed. I've written down just before half-time, 45 minutes. Accrington free kick for nothing. That was fun. When that guy took that air shot.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
He fouled Cock and then just kicked the air and fell over, and the ref gave a free kick.
Yeah.
The ref was shit.
There's a lot of that, wasn't there? Did anything actually happen there, or it just seems to completely make things up?
He just went with the crowd, didn't he? I think on so many occasions.
Yeah, he was bloody useless. I mean, thankfully it didn't really matter. But
I think he's like someone was saying he was the youngest ref still reffing in the competition or at this round or whatever. And he's quite card happy. You found, didn't you, by looking
well, yeah, he doesn't seem to be shy of dishing him out normally, but he seemed desperate to avoid booking him in anyone in this game. So but again, it was a bit like our shortcomings today. It sort of didn't matter. So if you lose that game and against a better side, you're probably furious at the ref for some of the stuff he did, but as it is, you can go, never mind. As
I Bent My Wookie is saying in the comments on the YouTube stream, positive for the defence, only one conceded, down on our 2 usual per game average.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid had only been on the pitch for 5 seconds, so they didn't have the chance to say he was marking him.
I have written down on my notes as well, child 3-1, which is perhaps a bit unfair.
He's quite a big child.
He is, yeah. I won't mess with him.
No, he was quite large, but yeah. Why Leeds? Why?
Well, we have to make it interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at least we didn't make it properly interesting and have them score a second, because it's one of those things you think if they do manage to get another ear, it's going to be a full-on panic for the last 5 minutes. But it was pretty without event, wasn't it? After that, it was just, I don't think there was a chance at either end.
Isn't it funny how we've become such Premier League tarts as well, screaming for penalties? Where's VAR? I want VAR to intervene.
I don't want VAR, but just give some of the fouls that are happening.
Yeah, I don't enjoy a little bit of mixing it up.
Yeah, but
bit of needle.
I don't mind if it's evenly applied, but it felt like refs just make it up. He was just kind of letting stuff go, and I was thinking, well, no, let's actually have a free kick.
Do you think he should have had a penalty, Pat? Maybe.
Possibly, yeah. And there was
the one where he came through the back of him, and there was the one where he had his arm over his shoulder.
I think that was outside the box, but definitely a free kick.
I'd give a penalty anyway.
There was a one on Rutter as well, where he obviously had his shirt pulled as he was trying to run in on goal, which he didn't have the ball at his feet, but there was a ball. I think it might have been a free kick played through to him, and he was hauled down. So there seems to be some pretty obvious stuff missed, but never mind.
I'm going to get some stickers made up that say Michael Normanton is a grass, like we saw the Frank Lampard is a grass one.
That was good fun, wasn't it? Yeah, that was on the far side, wasn't it? Yeah. Not the Farley solicitors stand, which I'm sure Farley's are a great bunch of lads. Not as good as some other solicitors I can think of.
No, let's not libel a solicitors though.
of all the people to libel, probably going to avoid.
What have you heard about them?
The firm of solicitors. Stop it, Robert.
I've heard that
no
adequate.
Yeah, at least adequate. Any other thoughts on the game then before we start talking about what's his face, new lad McKennie, and all the Twitter fun that's happened over the last 24 hours? We'll do it in a minute, but I was going to say about Rodrigo. Would you have brought Rodrigo on? He could have had a goal as well, couldn't he?
No, why did we bring him on? I was saying that at the time. I was like, why now?
To stat pad like Harry Kane.
No, let Perkins or Joseph have a go.
He's Jesse's boy.
Why though? We're 3 up.
Joseph, I think, played 90 minutes yesterday, to be fair.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, Perkins, it'd be nice to see him get an extra 10 minutes, but he just needs Rodrigo out there. He's the man.
Yeah, it felt a bit unnecessary. I was also suggesting we should take Verber off as well, but I guess we took Cock off so we could have a little look at that Llorente partnership, and
we conceded.
We did concede. We did the standard Llorente on, goal in system. I don't think he was at fault for it though, was he, in any way?
I thought it was actually Verber that should have picked up the guy who scored. We just seemed to watch him a little bit.
But we don't have a far post problem, remember? No.
No one does it. It's just if you're managing Austria, you can't expect other teams to do it.
Was it you were saying today, Michael? It's like Marsh had it like he used to have it in Austria today.
Yeah, just a better quality of player.
A vastly superior team trying to win playing those tactics.
So you can think, oh yeah, I've done an absolute masterclass here because we've just beaten some far worse players. It
was a bit annoying, that goal, but I think the ball went through Firpo's legs as he went to close down the because it was that long distance shot, wasn't it, that got spilled by Meslier, or pushed away by Meslier to the side, which is the place you should put it. Don't push it back into the middle. That's right, isn't it, Coach?
That's correct.
Thank you. And it seemed to just go through his leg. So a little bit unlucky, but,
Should have held on to it.
Yeah, I mean, when that went in, did you kind of think, oh, here we go? Or did you just go, oh, for God's sake?
No, I thought we'd probably be fine. As much as I'm eternally miserable with these things, I did actually think we'd be all right today because
it came too late, didn't it?
It was too late, and they didn't have an awful lot about them, I didn't think, at that stage. So, but still, a little bit of nerves for like 2 minutes till it got to the stage where you're thinking, no, there's no way 2 goals in this.
And so, do we talk about the signing?
Let's talk about Martin Keown.
Yeah, he was on co-commentary on the BBC in the UK, wasn't he? Always a joy to listen to.
I know he's been sort of praised by a section of Leeds fans this week for calling out Jesse on his bullshit. But today he managed to pretend that he knew about who was the player? He was like, oh, I didn't know it was Longello. It was.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes in, he's going, oh, he's doing. I didn't know he had this performance in him. This is really good for him. He's like,
although he showed his hand a little bit at one point.
You've never watched him play before, Martin?
Well, I was going to say, did you catch on? Pick up, on the fact that he said about Ruta. He said, yeah, he likes to do that. And I thought, how do you know that? But then he sort of followed it up with a sort of a mumbled, I've watched a video of him this week. And that was it. It's like, you've been on YouTube like we have, haven't you? That's the level of research.
I don't think that Longello has got a video on YouTube.
Should we try and find out?
Probably. So, and also at the end, he called it really well when he said that there was no malice in that foul.
Yeah.
When the guy had clearly just been narked within the previous 10 seconds.
Kirky has said exactly this in the comments. Yeah, Keown's the worst. Every hard tackle or foul, nothing in that. It was like, when he shoved him.
It's just absolutely. It was a proper coward's tackle on. Well, it wasn't even a tackle. It was just a barge on.
It was on Rasmus, wasn't it? Yeah, after Sam Greenwood had sort of wound the guy up. But he's one of those Keown where whatever he calls, doesn't matter if the replay shows like the opposite, he'll just stick to his opinion. Like, no, not a foul, it's fine.
So just realised. Collins in the comments saying he also didn't, talking about the referee, didn't catch Fryer Greenwood shouldering the Accrington player into the stands. And Fryer Greenwood is really tickling because it's the hair, isn't it?
It's nice.
He'd make a good monk, actually.
Yeah.
Give him some robes. Oh, dear me. Are we done with Keown? Should we talk about our new shiny toy?
We can do. Where's the hours yet?
Fabrizio reckons so. And he was, I think, to paraphrase his tweet with the old "here we go" stuff. He said, "Very, very tall, handsome Leeds United owner Andrea Radazani made this happen overnight. Isn't he super?"
Do you think someone at Juventus has told him that?
It sounds like could be anyone, couldn't it?
Could be anyone.
Maybe the agent has passed that information to him. What do you reckon, Michael?
I mean, it could have been Andrea himself. I don't know. Who knows?
But that's exciting, isn't it? Another big signing.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a low loan fee as well, €1.2 million, which feels like we're kicking the financial can into next year and the next ownership, no doubt.
Well, maybe so, but the current owner, I would say, is one of the best in the world. And also
that big, talented, handsome guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a ridiculous January, isn't it? Spending all this money.
But Angus Kinnear told us in the past that it's not a good time to do business, so
maybe it is.
I wonder what's changed.
The best time to get a warm body is in winter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I mean, assuming this happens, I'm always sceptical until we see them. Not even holding a shirt, because I think we told it with Dan James, didn't we? Not the pictures were released, but until it's like he's on the pitch. Yeah. I'm kind of sceptical.
But Fabrizio has just tweeted seconds ago saying Weston McKennie will travel to England in the next 24 hours to undergo a medical test.
So he's not even had a medical.
And sign the contract as a new Leeds United player. €1.2 million loan fee, and then €33 million plus add-ons as a buy option. Personal terms agreed. Move confirmed. And he's put a tick next to that, so that means it's real.
Well, he's not on a medical. Is what I will say. We've been Mickey Croissants. We've been here, haven't we?
With his pastry feet.
Yeah. And he would have failed a medical, wouldn't he, Dieng? But he didn't get it to fail his medical.
Well, you've been saying for a long time, Michael, we should sign all the midfielders.
Yeah.
And while we've lost one midfielder in Click, we are signing another one. So are you pleased with that?
Yeah. Get Click back and then we're nearly sorted.
Get Unahi in as well.
Yeah, only 10 million quid for him.
Yeah, he's gone ridiculously cheap. It sounds like they were proper trying to have us for one, weren't they?
The whole thing's very strange. But
Angers.
But it's good. Yeah. And actually... say I've not seen him much, but from what I saw in the World Cup, I think he's good. Certainly not to be mean to Sam Greenwood, but certainly like a step up on Sam Greenwood, who is our current backup midfielder. So just having to have some more depth. I don't know where exactly if it's in, if Rocker and Adams are both in there still, but
gives us the option of that 3 in there. Doesn't
you are
it?
allowed to have other good players, aren't you?
I believe it's called building a squad.
Spares.
That was the thing about today, like having our second choice forward line of Sinistera, Bamford, Rutter. Not bad, that is it really?
No, and Sinistera was looking more like himself as well.
Yeah.
After that, that person said, Robert, these despicable performances so far, just not good enough.
I mean, we had a lot of expensive striking talent on the pitch at different times, didn't we? Ruta cost a fortune. Rodrigo, Sinistera, he cost money. Shall I carry on listing players who cost money?
Can do, yeah.
What do you reckon to?
Harrison was.
He was good today, wasn't he?
He was maybe our best player.
Yeah,
he's been good for a few weeks now. I think quietly.
Leicester will be pleased, won't they?
Now.
What?
It's being funded from
David Ornstein has tweeted out saying that Leicester have inquired about him and put in a £20 million bid, and then decided what to do yet.
Well, they can inquire.
I think we should tell him to fuck off. I think Jack Harrison is good, and we should keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's 20 million quid in particular, bloody hell.
Not enough?
Nah.
Do you want more?
Yeah, I'd be very, very disappointed if we sold him for 20.
What do you reckon to Weston McKennie, Rob?
Yeah, seems like a footballer who plays midfield. Can't say I've seen a great deal of him. He was all right in the World Cup. I think we could do with a midfielder. That sounds good. I enjoy the idea that Nottingham Forest are desperately trying to hijack the deal. And
Nottingham Forest have tried to sign every footballer registered with FIFA in the world this year.
Yeah, they've had very much first day of Football Manager vibes, haven't they, where you just try and just chuck a load of bids in. I mean, we should be more excited about McKennie. I feel we've undersold it here probably, because we actually are signing a midfielder who starts games for a Champions League club.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's a hell of a move, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like when we signed Rocker or Casilla or someone who came from a big club, but actually they don't play for him, so it's almost meaningless. You know, yeah, I know he's been playing right back and stuff for him, hasn't he? Because he just fits in wherever. But you know, he actually is playing games for Juventus, and we're having him, so that's quite impressive.
It is good, isn't it?
And all credit to Andrea Radrizzani for making it happen.
all the credit.
All the credit.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's personally paid all the money. That's what he's done. Anything to add before we sail off into the sunset about this? And where do you think this sort of generally leaves the club as we go into the final days of the window? Wouldn't it be mad if we went completely Forest and tried to sign more players?
Yeah, I don't want us to do that. It might be fun, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to another really, hopefully, crap FA Cup draw.
Yeah.
Let's just play some really bad teams for the rest of the season.
Do you want a home draw against the worst team in the competition?
Yeah, that would be ideal. All the way to the final, and then we can beat, I don't know.
I don't think you're allowed a home draw in the semi-finals. I think they've got to be played at Wembley.
But we can still have the worst team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A ground where we're famously good.
It's funny, it's like that. You'd think most fans would go, the chance to get to Wembley and see your team play there.
Let's play at Villa Park.
Let's just not do it.
Do it at Old Trafford or Villa Park.
I've only once had a nice time at Wembley, and that was the Charity Shield in 1992. And even then, that didn't really count.
Nah, it's not. It's a friendly, isn't it? That more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some bad teams in it still. Let's get Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood or Derby or someone in the next round.
I think there's only 7 Premier League teams who are going to be left in it for the next round.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. A lot.
We're going to win the FA Cup. It's incredible.
It's one of the teams that remains is Manchester City, which is a bit of a problem. But who knows?
We'll beat them in the final like Wigan did. Marsh is now doing the post-match stuff, and he's gone big on the idea of keeping Harrison, who Leicester are reportedly bidding for. Adam Pope saying he'll post it up shortly.
I've always agreed with Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, we should keep him. Definitely.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Anything else then before we go? Have we dealt with it? Oh, this is very short. It feels like a short match ball. It's a nice routine FA Cup win.
Yeah, well, it's because I feel like there's not a huge amount to discuss because it's hard to know exactly where it puts us because we're playing a team towards the bottom of League One.
We're definitely better than Accrington Stanley.
That is about all you can conclude from it, which we sort of knew anyway. So,
like today, at any point, do you feel like you got as hyped up as, let's say, against Brentford? At the weekend? Like no. It's all very kind of.
I was very happy Junior Firpo scored and danced. That was nice as well.
Yeah, nice moment for him. All right, then we'll wrap it up there.
The sort of long-term concerns hang over, don't they? That's the thing with the game.
Let's
hit
that 30-minute mark, Phil, Michael.
No, but I'm right though, aren't I? Like, you don't watch that and go, oh, do you know what? I think everything's going to be fine here, because it was still.
But we were still sloppy in possession, weren't we?
It'd have taken a lot for that to have happened, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, how many would they have had to win by?
Well, yeah, but I guess the Cardiff home game, that was more. You came away from that thinking we've blown them away there.
You came away from that going, fucking Luke Ayling, what's he done that for?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did try our best to mess that one up, but for the majority of that, we were really good. Whereas today, we were just good enough, which is fine.
And we're through it.
Sometimes that's all you need to be.
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's a results-based business, isn't it?
Aye,
it is. Right. Well, there you go. Then I think we will wrap it up there. Then we'll keep an eye on the post-match comments, and we'll have a chat about those through the week. And obviously, we've got the weekly show, which we'll do this week after the transfer window has closed, so we'll know exactly where we are. And look forward to seeing Weston McKennie in a Nottingham Forest shirt.
Draws on Monday at 7 p.m. By the way, I just looked it up.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Exciting.
Yeah, we'll look out for that, and presumably the number of balls in there will be coming fewer and fewer at this stage. Mm-hmm. I think they half them round to round, aren't they?
That's how. Yeah, that's the easiest way of doing it.
And Colin, if I just sign off, Colin just saying thank you, Michael, for the non-positivity.
Always a pleasure.
Our pleasure. We'll see you in a bit.
The Match Ball.